I'm Dr. Val, and I'm your host for this evening. And I want to welcome you to the first night of 5 nights of conversation with my friends on the topic of wisdom for compassionate leaders. Most of you know that I just authored a book, and I self-published it through Amazon entitled Leading from the Inside Out, Wisdom for Compassionate Leaders. So each night, these 5 nights, we're going to look at a guidepost, and we're going to share the wisdom from the scriptures and our own life experiences with each of you. And I wrote this book as a manual to encourage leaders to be guided by the Spirit, especially during these times of social unrest, pandemics, injustices, and conspiracy theories. But you know, I have to share something with you, and Denard, I'm not sure if I shared it with you, but something happened last week that shook me at the core. I was online, and I had just finished publishing a video for my women's ministry at my church, and a message popped up on Messenger. The message was from a former student who has sent me a friend's request, maybe just a few days ago. But the message was filled with profanity, accusations, and hateful words. And this is a student that I had nearly 20 years ago. And he was angry about how I had disciplined him. So I read it. I processed it the best that I could. And I simply wrote back, I wish the very best for you. And Denard, you know what he wrote back? That's the same thing you said on that day. So that lets me know that nearly 20 years ago, my intent was not to harm him, but to correct him.
That's right.
And that's my intent still today. But more than the curse words and the hateful words, more than that, I heard pain in his voice. Pain for nearly 20 years. Can you imagine, Denard? Then I started.
To hold that.
Yeah. We had on an average about 1,800 students a year. So over 12 years that I was at my school, that means I had approximately 21,600 students. So you guys, do you think I may have gotten it wrong sometimes? Do you think I reached every child every time? I wish I had, but I know that I'm humanely imperfect, but I am a compassionate leader. And I serve then and I serve now from a posture of faith and love. And so tonight I ask the Father to forgive me if I fell short in any way. And I pray this short prayer with me. Please give me this opportunity and pray with me. God, I thank you for eyes to see beyond insult and situations, lips not to criticize, but to speak truth, not to punish those who hurt us, but to give a helping hand. Thank you, Lord, for ears not to be insensitive, but to hear the voice of those in pain. Father, I declare everything has its own purpose, and with you, I will use them all for good. I pray for my former student's heart, that it will be healed from the heavy weight of resentment, and that he will experience the best parts of life: joy, love, peace, forgiveness, and wisdom. All of that comes only through knowing you. This is my prayer, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. I'm crying again.
The best is yet to come.
I'm crying again. Yes, and I'm always crying. But you know, being free is so important, Denard, and my viewers. And so my friends and I have designed these 5 nights to be free-flowing, just free-flowing conversation with friends. So relax, sit back, enjoy, get you something healthy to drink. Oh, I love the hearts that are going up. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
But don't get too relaxed now, because I want you to lean in. Let me see you lean in. Lean in to the conversation.
That's right.
Because there's favor in our faces. There's victory in our voices. So let's start day 1, Denard. My friend Denard Mitchell, he's my publishing coach too, and he may tell you some other things that we have in common. Denard is known in the publishing industry as Mr. Next Level. Hey. He is a national best-selling author, international motivational speaker, leadership facilitator, and publishing and consulting coach. Denard's former roles as a social skills instructor and funeral director, and you heard me right, funeral director, have given him a unique perspective on life. And although he faced many challenges growing up, Denard went on to build a successful company. His programs today help schools, student organizations, professional associations, and corporations reach their next level while connecting with their mission statements. When not speaking, Denard enjoys traveling with his beautiful wife and his kids and going to the movies and relaxing on the beach. So everyone help me welcome the award-winning author of Write, Publish, Leverage, my friend and coach, Denard Mitchell. Denard, before you come on, point of privilege.
Absolutely.
Today marks 48 years that I've been in Delta Sigma Theta sorority. 48 years ago today at Florida State University, 18 other beautiful women and myself chartered the Kappa Epsilon chapter of Delta Sigma Theta at Florida State. So today is another first, the first night of Play It Forward Wisdom Challenge. So my son, play it forward. Play it forward. The wisdom that you've gained, play it forward. Love you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Denard, you have the mic now. Go with it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I can tell somebody was reading your book, because when you said that you were crying in your book, you tell a story. And I don't want to give it away. For those who don't have the book, please go get the book. But you shared a story about a former student who said, hey, it's okay to cry because your tears are baptizing us. Amen. And someone just put that in the comments. So continue to cry, because we know when you're crying, it's coming from a place of joy. It's coming from a place of sincerity. It's coming from a place of authenticity. So we thank you for that. And for those who don't know, this is my mother. This is my mother away from home. She protected me while I was in school. She shielded me. She covered me. And today I'm literally just playing it forward for everyone who is listening today. First and foremost, I would like to thank everybody simply for just showing up. See, I was taught that 80% of the time in life, if you was to simply show up, whatever you want, your dream, your goal, your vision, your passion, you can have it just by simply showing up. And I thank each and every one of you all right now, because I know life gets in the way. I know you all are busy, but you decided to take time out to be with us this evening. And first, I thank you. 85% of the time in life, if you can show up on time, that dream, that vision, that passion, that goal, whatever you want, you can have. See, don't you know, Dr. Rhoda, sometimes people show up, but they show up too late. And that dream that was meant for them, that vision that was meant for them, that passion that was meant for them, that dream, that goal, they missed it only because they showed up too late. So 85% of the time, if you can show up on time, you can have what you want. But see, here's the beautiful thing. 90% of the time, if you can show up on time with a plan, see, that's our job over the next 5 years, myself as well as the other speakers. Our job is to help you guys to have a plan, to use these guideposts, these wisdom guideposts that's in this book. We're going to give you a plan so that you can take your life to the next level. So 90% of the time, if you can show up on time with a plan, oh, watch out. You see, 95% of the time, if you can show up with a plan and then implement that plan. See, a lot of times we're going to hear information. From the time we were born up until this current moment right now, we're hearing information. However, information by itself is useless. Information with application leads to transformation.
Yes.
So if you want to transform your life, you have to apply the information that you're hearing. So tonight, we're going to give you a plan, but we want you to apply the information that you hear. But then 100% of the time, Dr. Roden, if you can show up on time, show up with a plan, implement that plan, and then execute it, meaning you live it. It's a lifestyle, something you wake up and do every day. Your life will never be the same. So my goal, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is to add value to your life. Simply, that's all I'm trying to do. My disclaimer is I don't have all the answers to life figured out. In fact, throughout my talk, I don't ask that you agree, believe, or do anything I say. Now, I know you guys are like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? You asked us to be on here at 7 o'clock. Now you don't want me to agree, believe, or do anything? No. That's too much. This is what I would suggest, however. I suggest that each and everybody listening to the sound of my voice right now, you keep an open mind to the ideas we're going to share with you. The ideas we're going to share over the next 5 days, because the mind is just like a parachute. It only works when it's open.
Mhm.
See, try jumping out of an airplane with a closed parachute. Good luck. Try going through life with a closed mind. Good luck.
Good luck.
So tonight, I just want you guys to keep an open mind to the ideas that we're going to share. And it's something that I want to help you out with, because Dr. Roden, before we got on this call, the initial question she asked us is, why are we so passionate about what we do? And I want you guys to hear me for a moment, because I think this is so important. The reason I do what I do, I would like for everybody to start thinking about your story, thinking about what you bring. See, when we're talking about leading from the inside out, I want you guys to think internally. We're going in tonight. I want you to focus on what you bring to the table. Dr. Rhoda, she asked me a very, important question. I had to think about it. And that question was, what are you passionate about? And I can honestly say, without knowing everybody who's on this call tonight, I am passionate about helping each and every person listening to me, helping you to realize that you have potential, but then to help you to reach that potential. See, this all came because Dr. Roden, she mentioned it in my bio, while 20 years ago, 21 years ago, when I graduated from high school, while most of my friends were going to school to be doctors and lawyers, and some went off to the military, and you name it, I had a vision at first that I wanted to be a funeral director. So because I wanted to be a funeral director, I enrolled into a school by the name of Gupton Jones College of Funeral Services in Decatur, Georgia. A few years later, I graduated, top of my class, and I'm really excited that I'm now in my field of practice. Now, the reason I'm excited, because for the first time in my life, I was able to take information that I've learned in school and apply it to something that I was doing. I was able to take the sciences, the maths, you name it. But then life started changing for me. See, I started going to work, and while I was in the preparation room and I was working with the loved ones, I started asking questions. The questions I started asking was, the individual I'm working with right now, I'm wondering, did they live all of their dreams and goals? I'm wondering, have they fully lived to their fullest potential? I'm wondering, did they live what they were born to do? And you know what? I just kind of brushed it off and was like, no big deal. And I just kept going to work, and that question kept coming up. And that question kept coming up. But I can tell you like this, Dr. Roden, I used to justify it because it used to be 90-year-olds and 95-year-olds. And I used to say, of course, this 90-year-old lived their life.
Right.
But then when I started going to work, and I noticed it was a trend, and I noticed it started being 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds and 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds. I said, oh, my. I said, it's no way they live their potential fully. It's no way they live their God-given talent. It's no way. And then the question hit me one day. While going to work, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was trying to avoid it. And that question was, God spoke to me. He said, Denard, if you were to leave today, can you honestly say you lived your fullest potential? Can you honestly say you lived your dreams? See, I don't know who I'm talking to right now. We're talking about leading from the inside in, but before we can lead others, leading from the inside out, before we can lead others, we have to lead ourselves. And I don't know who is listening to me right now, but has anybody ever been in a situation, and I'm just raising my hand right now, and wherever you are, if you're in the car, if you're home, if you're in your bedroom, if you're in the kitchen, raise your hand if you've ever felt like there was more to life than what you're currently living right now. See, I don't know about you, but I knew at that moment that there was much more for me to do. At that moment, I decided that I was literally going to change my life, that I was literally, instead of trying to help people while they were at the end of their lives, I was going to help individuals while they still had life left. Guys, I'm on here right now. I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody needed to hear me today. You still have time. There's life left. I've watched over and over and over individuals that I had to bury, and I'm telling you guys, don't let that be you.
No.
See, I'm reminded of the quote, and we all heard it. It was by Miles Monroe. He said, the wealthiest place on this planet is not in the Far East where we have oil. He said, the wealthiest place is not in South Africa where we have all the natural resources and all the diamond mines. He said, the wealthiest place is in the cemetery, because in the cemeteries, we have books that has never been written. We have songs that's never been sung. We have sermons that never been preached. We have families that has never been started. And I'm here to tell you right now, guys, It's our job over the next few days is to set you guys up that so you can finally live to your fullest potential. So I wanted to give you the backdrop because that was the question that Dr. Roden, she posed to all of the speakers. What are you passionate about? And I'm passionate about helping each and every person who's listening to the sound of my voice right now to let you all know that you have more, that you can do more, yeah, that you have the potential to, to do things that you can't even imagine right now. And that's what we want you guys to get over these next few days. So the guideposts, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going to be sharing with you, anytime y'all see somebody pull out a rag, let me tell you, they're ready. I'm just going to tell y'all right now, anytime you see somebody, I know who I'm talking to tonight. So anytime you see somebody pull out a rag, you just better watch out. All right. So I'm telling you right now, this is what we're going to do. The guidepost for those who have the book, and if you don't have the book, you still have time, go and get the book. The guidepost that I want to share with you guys tonight, and I'm not going to keep you all long. I know you all hear that, but I really mean that. I'm not going to keep you long. Usually when people say I'm not going to keep you long, it's about 7 hours, all right? But I'm not going to keep you long. The guidepost I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight is guidepost number 17. And we're going to be talking about that wisdom guidepost. It's entitled Wait Patiently. I'll say it again. It's entitled Wait Patiently. See, right now, as you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, many of you all know that you've been promised something. Mm-hmm. Many of you all been promised a family. Many of you been promised a kid. Many of you been promised a job. Many of you been promised a raise. Many of you been promised a promotion. Many of you been promised a business. Whatever you've been promised, and right now you feel like you're in that season, that holding pattern. But the message today is wait patiently. Here's the good news. Waiting patiently don't mean do nothing. Uh-oh. I'll say it again. Waiting patiently, that does not mean do nothing. See, here's the beautiful thing. Based on our belief, says faith without works is dead. So today I have to share with you guys some of the works that we can do as we're waiting patiently for our breakthrough, as we're waiting patiently to reach that next level. There are things that we can do. So what I would like for everybody to do who's listening to me right now, we're going to focus on self. Mm-hmm. See, I'm reminded of this. Everybody who's listening to me, I'm sure you've probably been on an airplane before. And right before the airplane take off, you normally hear the flight attendant get on the speaker, and they normally always give an announcement just in case something go wrong. But one of the announcements they give of many is they talk about in the event that we lose oxygen in the cabin, oxygen masks will fall from the ceiling. This is what's important. They always instruct that you put the oxygen mask on yourself first before assisting others. So when we're talking about from leading from the inside out, I'm going to help you guys tonight. I'm going to help you to put the oxygen mask on yourself. And then once we get oxygen, now we're able to help the person to the right of us, the person to the left of us. That's what we're going to do. So all the other speakers you're going to hear later on this week, they're going to be setting you guys up and giving you strategies and tips on how to help others as well as yourself. But tonight, I'm focused on you, the person listening to me right now. So for those who are taking notes, I want to share a very quick formula that's going to help you guys when we're talking about waiting patiently. And this formula that we're going to talk about right now, I call it the ABCs of success. It's real simple. The ABCs of success. For those who are taking note, go ahead and write down A, B, C. These are the ABCs of success. So when we're talking about waiting patiently, there's some things that we need to do as individuals before we go to the next level. There's some things that we need to do as individuals before we get our breakthrough. So the first thing I want you guys to do is identify areas in your life in which you're ready to go to that next level. Areas in your life that you've received a promise that it's time for you to go to that next level. So I'll give you an example. Something that I worked on with my mentor. He called it his Fab Five. I call it my Fabulous Six because I added one to it, or my Fantastic Six. So these are a few areas that I focus on. I'll give it to you as an example, but you can select any areas you want. So these are the areas I focus on when I'm waiting patiently to go to the next level. That's family, fitness, finances, future, faith, and fun. And I'll break those down. I'll go through them one more time. Family, fitness, finances, future, faith, and fun. All right, so those are the 6 areas that I identify that I would like to go to the next level. If I have balance, if I personally have balance in these 6 areas, I feel like I'm really living a life on the next level. I feel like I'm literally leading from the inside out. If I can get my foundation right, it's easier for me to help others. So in the A in our formula, ABC, for those who are taking notes right now, the first thing I want you guys to do is do a personal assessment. So that's the A, assess. Assess where you are in all of those areas. Assess where you are in all of those areas. Now, this is what I mean by assess where you are. It was Anthony Robinson that said the quality of your life is determined by the quality of questions you ask yourself. So now we have to ask ourselves questions. So remember, family, fitness, finances, future, faith, fun. Let's go to family real quick. Here's the question I want you to first ask yourself. Where are you as it relates to your family? If you're married, if you're just in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, what's your relationships like with your kids? What's your relationship like with your parents? What's your friendships like? Where are you as it relates to your family? Like, be honest with yourself. If you're married, where are you with your spouse? How is your communication? Are you guys on good terms? How are you with your kids? Do you check in with your kids? Are you aware of what's going on in your kids' life? Ask yourself those tough questions. The follow-up question to where are you? How did you get there? Now, if you answer the question and you like where you're at as it relates with your family, how did you get there? If the result is good, repeat it. If the result is not good, then we know we have to change some things. So give you 2 examples. Where are you with your family? If you say it with my family, oh man, we're loving. We've never loved on each other so much. We're great. The communication is great. Okay, how did you get there? Based on how you got there, continue that, because those were the habits that got you there. Now, if I were to ask you, where are you with your family? And you say, you know what, right now, we're not seeing eye to eye. Right now, the communication is a little rocky. Right now, we barely talk. You know, we're working all the time. We barely talk. Okay, that's good. You're assessing where you're at. Now, how did you get there? Identify how you got there. The good thing with identifying how you got there, you can easily fix it. Third question as it relates to that. Where do you want to go, or where would you like to be as it relates to your family? What's the goal? What's the vision you have for your family? Write that down. And then the follow-up question is, how can you get there? What are the habits that are going to get you there? So when we're talking about assessing the various areas in your life, those are the 4 questions you ask. Where are you? How did you get there? Where are you trying to go? How can you get there? Those are the 4 areas. Now you apply that to every area of your life. That was family. Same thing with finances. Easy thing about finances is numbers are easy. You can follow numbers, because if you can measure it, you can manage it. Yeah. So it's easy to look at numbers. This was a great activity my wife and I, we did. We had to ask ourselves, where are we as it related to our finances? Because I'm bringing this up because here's the thing. It's hard to lead people when we got issues at home. It's hard to lead people and be authentic when we know deep down inside, financially, it's hard to pay the bills. It's hard. So that's why it's good to kind of hone in on these things and lock in on and be honest with yourself when it comes to your finances. Where are you? If you're in a good place, how did you get there? Keep repeating it. If you're not in a good place, no big deal. We can correct it. How did you get there? Maybe you need to cut back a little bit on going out to eat. Maybe you need, instead of going out to eat 5 days a week, just go once, just go twice. Just slow it down. So I would like for you guys, so the first thing I would suggest that each and everybody do right now that's on here is assess where you are in every area of your life. What areas that are important to you, assess. And then the second part of the A is take action. Remember, information without application leads to fascination. I'll say it again. information without application leads to fascination, meaning you're just going to be fascinated. You're going to hear something that's good and you're going to be like, whoa, that was good. And you might even tweet it and put it out on Facebook. But if you don't take action, what's the point? However, information with application leads to transformation. If you want to transform your life, if you want to transform your situation, all you have to do is take action on the information. And then with time, you will see your situation start to change. So for the ABC formula, the A is assess where you are, take action. The B, belief. This is not leading the way they want and helping people the way they want because their belief is not intact. So there's a lot of things you guys can do as far as increasing your belief. But I want to share just one thing that I heard that my mentor shared with me. And it's something that's been with me since back 2006. This is when I first heard this philosophy that I follow. And this philosophy is when the mind goes negative, make your mouth go positive.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it again.
Yeah.
When the mind goes negative, make your mouth go positive. So from a biblical standpoint, there's a book that I want to recommend right now. In addition, because look, guys, if you don't have Lead from the Inside Out, go ahead and get it because I'm telling you, it is life-changing. Another book I would like to recommend is called Hung by the Tongue. What you say is what you get. So we have to change the way in which we're speaking to ourselves because truth be told, this thing right here called the mind is powerful. You know, any research you look up, psychologists say we think anywhere from 30 to 40, sometimes 50,000 thoughts per day. And most of our thoughts are negative. The crazy thing is, when you look at someone from the outside, you don't know that they're having these thoughts because on the outside, they appear to be, they got it all together. But deep down inside, they're beating themselves down with self-sabotaging thought. They're saying things like, I'm not smart. They're saying things that I'm not pretty. They're saying things that I'm not intelligent. They're saying things that I'm not qualified. And because they're doing that, they're beating themselves up and their subconscious is taking all of that stuff in. So my mentor taught me that when the mind go negative, make your mouth go positive. So here's something I would like to throw out for everybody today. Here's an activity. I recommend that each and every person, and I know it sounds crazy, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Get you a 3x5 note card. I carry with me a 3x5 note card. I keep it in my wallet. And on my 3x5 note card, I literally have my affirmations that I repeat to myself daily. So anytime I figure a negative thought is coming out, I'm telling myself I'm in a constant state of gratitude, thankful for life, health, family, friends, and wealth. I'm financially free with all my financial needs met. I'm constantly growing to be the best husband, father, son, friend, business owner I can be. I'm living a life of abundance, overflowing with love, happiness, blessings, wealth, and health. I'm constantly attracting positive in every area of my life. I have it committed to memory. So just listen to me. I've been doing this now for over 20 years, and I still have negative thoughts that come in my mind. But when those negative thoughts come in, immediately I'm replacing those thoughts. So I encourage each and everyone listening to the sound of my voice right now, especially with all that's been going on, those thoughts, they creep in. And they normally creep in when we're by ourselves. So I challenge you, stand up, walk around the house, talk to yourself, talk out loud, declare and decree. Tell your mind what to do. Your mind don't tell you what to do.
That's right.
Dictate where your mind needs to go and where your thoughts need to go. Stop allowing our minds to dictate us and letting us know where we need to go. You know, this was great because if anybody's a fan of Muhammad Ali, see, he was good at this. See, a lot of times people thought Muhammad Ali was cocky. They thought he was arrogant. They thought he was just this loudmouth. But Muhammad Ali understood this. And he used to say things like, I'm a bad boy. He said, don't block the door because Archie Moore is falling in 4. He beat him in the 4th round. He said, I'm so fast, I could turn a light switch off and make it in the bed before the room gets dark. He said, last night I had a dream. I went to Africa. I had one heck of a rumble. I had to whoop Tarzan's behind first for claiming to be king of the jungle. For this fight, I've wrestled with alligators and I tussled with whales. I handcuffed lightning and I threw thunder in jail. Don't you know I'm bad? Just last week, I murdered a rock. I injured a stone. I hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I can make medicine sick. He said, I could run through a hurricane and don't get wet. When George Foreman sees me, he'll pay his debt. I could drown a drink of water or kill a dead tree. Wait until you see Muhammad Ali. Understand something. He understood that when the mind goes negative, make the mouth go positive. I'm telling each and everybody that's listening to me right now, I know it sounds crazy. I know we're adults. I know we're professionals. I know we dress nice and we speak nice. I understand all that stuff. But I'm telling you right now that when you're having a bad day, you stand up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself that you got it going on. You tell yourself that you are above and not beneath. You tell yourself that you are the head and not the tail. You tell yourself that you are righteous. You tell yourself that you have it deep down inside. I'm telling you, it will change your life.
Yes.
How do I know? Because I do it every day. A, assessment. Take action. B, belief. One of the best ways you can build your belief is when the mind goes negative, make your mouth go positive. C, commitment.
Oh, yes.
Got to be locked in, guys. Got to be locked in. See, commitment, this is the easiest way to say it. I heard this quote that says, when you get to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on.
Yeah.
That's it. Just hang on. Because here's the beautiful thing. If you're constantly taking one step forward each day, if you're constantly putting the work in, I'm telling you what will happen. One of the best stories I love for commitment is the story I heard about the Moso bamboo tree. See, if we were, and I want everybody, do your research when we're done, research the Moso bamboo tree. See, if we were to plant this tree, we'll take something called a sprout or the seed and we'll put it into the ground. See, that's what we're doing tonight. We're planting that seed. We're planting that seed of opportunity. We're planting that seed of leadership. We're planting that seed of fulfillment. We're planting that seed of life and abundance. We're planting that seed tonight. But see, one thing about this Moso bamboo tree, you got to constantly be watering this tree.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in action. You got to constantly be watering this tree. And you can be watering this tree for a whole year and don't see no results. See, a lot of times people are going towards their dreams and going after their goals and going after this thing called leadership and trying to make a change, but they give up too quick.
Too quickly.
So you can be watering this tree sometimes for 2 years and still don't see no results. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. How many of you guys, after watering a tree for 2 years or doing something for 2 years and you didn't see absolutely no results, you would have given up? I got my hand up because that would have been me. That would have been me. That would have been me, but now I know different now. So you can be watering this tree for 3 years and 4 years. And on the 5th year, that's when you're going to start to see results. And then sometimes, watch out now, because you're going to have people that's going to come into your life after you've been trying to change your situation for 5 years and you got just a little result.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have people that's going to come into your life and say, oh, that's all you got? That's it? Watch out for them. Watch out for them.
Yes.
Because the good book that I read, the Bible says, hey, do not despise small beginnings.
That's for sure.
Because here's the beautiful thing. Here's the beautiful thing. About 5 weeks later, that tree that was about this tall, it grows about 90 feet in the sky. I'm telling you.
Wow.
That's the same way for life, guys. That's the same exact for life. Tonight, we're sowing a seed. Tonight, we're planting that seed. I don't know who was supposed to hear me tonight, but I'm helping. My goal is to add value, to set you up for these amazing speakers we got that's coming for the rest of this week. My goal was to get you ready, open your mind to the possibilities of what your life is going to be like. Open your mind up, because when we're talking about leading from the inside out, we have to lead ourselves first. Once we can get ourselves in order, we can help each other. So when we're talking about patiently waiting, while you're waiting on your breakthrough, while you're waiting on going to that next level, while you're waiting on that husband, while you're waiting on that wife, while you're waiting on the kid, while you're waiting on the promotion, while you're waiting, you got work to do.
Yes.
You got work to do. The only time you find success before work is in the dictionary. Somebody right now going to look for a dictionary. They don't believe me. They're going to look for a dictionary right now. That's the only time you find success before work is in the dictionary. Somebody right now is like, okay, I need to figure this out. But guys, if you want to be successful in any area, you got to put the work in. And then the success comes. You got to put the work in. Guys, this is what I want to close out with, because I promised I wasn't going to hold you guys tonight, because I want questions. I want to talk to you guys. I want to leave each and every person with this right now. If you're somebody that's listening to the sound of my voice and you're saying, you know what, there is something I really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
There is something I have deep down inside. There is a book I want to write. There is a business I want to start. You know what? I do want to mend relationships. I do want to take my life and relationships to the next level. I want to be that compassionate leader. I want to be that person who's going to lead with my heart. Not just my head, but lead with my heart. If you're that person that's saying, I want to leave you with this. When the sun announces the dawning day, just flex your muscles and start on your way. Go over or under, around or through any obstacle or hurdle that challenges you. Cast aside the failures of yesterday. Forget the peaks and the valleys that has paved your way.
Yeah.
Wipe the sweat from your brows and the dust from your shoes. Take a breath and relax so that you may begin anew. Forget the burdens and the obstacles that have held you back. Focus on your dreams and prepare a plan of attack. See, there are battles awaiting to challenge your success, daring you to stand tall and to give it your best. No matter how great the journey or how heavy the load, no matter how steep the mountain or how rough the road, when your arms get weary and your legs give way, just stop and rest for a moment, for it will be okay. Now, as the shadows spring forth from the setting sun, just take a moment and savor the battles you've won.
Yeah.
Sleep peacefully tonight and enjoy your rest. Awaken tomorrow and continue your quest. Until next time, this has been Denard Mitchell, also known as Mr. Next Level, telling you guys that if you're going to wait patiently, I need you guys to focus on the A, the B, the C. Assess where you are. Take action. Believe in your abilities. Work on your belief. When the mind goes negative, make your mouth go positive. Stay committed. See it all the way through. If you're going to start something, you're going to finish something. Dr. Roden, this was great. This was good. Thank you.
Look at the heart. All the hearts. I just love it. I just love it.